There was no specific reason. It was just butchery. Like somebody came into view in a neutral zone, and then I don't know, they don't know, none of the soldiers know. Somebody said, let me open fire, fuck them, I don't give a shit who they are. It's as simple as that.
This is a big front line, both Muslims and Serbians. And there are so many mentally sick people who carry a gun. They are everywhere. You never know which fool will start to shoot to kill when they see somebody.
The bags disappeared 2 nights before we rescued the bodies. They snuck up close and grabbed the bags with hooks, probably because they thought there would be big money. They were saying around town that they had about 100,000 Deutschmark. Because I was there every night, I saw their bodies being hit with Molotov cocktails, and they were shooting incendiary bullets to try to burn them. But they didn't succeed.
Once again, the Serbs and Muslims blamed each other for trying to destroy the bodies, which would have eliminated any evidence of which side had fired the fatal bullets.
I thought we were going to go crazy. For days, they lay on the street. That was May, and it was very hot for Sarajevo. On the streets roved hungry dogs and cats. But they were in the middle of downtown. That's just 250 yards from the Holiday Inn. In the heat, on the street, and were not able to do anything. We tried through our army, through the presidency, through UNPROFOR. We thought UNPROFOR was going to help us. Everybody told us UNPROFOR was there for humanitarian reasons. They must do that, because they're paid to do that. Foreign journalists, especially Reuters, told us that. But UNPROFOR didn't do anything. Even when I came to talk to them, they wouldn't even let me in.
Admira's father told the UN forces he would retrieve the bodies himself if they gave him an armored personnel carrier.
I told them that none of their men needed to take the risk of getting the bodies. I would do that alone. I will get the bodies into the APC, but they turned me down. They were so uninterested that it looked like we're here because of UNPROFOR and not because UNPROFOR is here for us.
It took a week before Serb militiamen retrieved their bodies because the area was so dangerous. But mystery surrounds the deaths.
The Serbs claimed a team of their commandos rescued the bodies during the night. Only later would the truth be revealed.
The bodies were rescued by a Muslim crew. They tied ropes around them and pulled them out.
In a cruel irony, the Serbs won their propaganda victory by sending Muslim prisoners to rescue the bodies and to risk being shot by their comrades in Sarajevo.
They couldn't know at the moment in the dark that there were Muslims that were coming to get the bodies. When you are in the dark, you just hear a noise, so you just open fire at the place where you hear the noise. And there was really a possibility that those Muslims who went out could be killed.
The bodies were moved to a Serbian military morgue. No autopsies were performed, and so there were no final answers as to who fired the shots.
Oni su dovedeni sad dovezeni When I went to the morgue and asked the man in charge if he had any more information about them, he said, "No, I don't have anything about them, but for everybody that is brought in here, I have a paper with at least a name." But they were just in the book under the numbers 250 and 251, and I signed for them in that book. Just those two numbers, nothing else.
Both families wanted their children returned to Sarajevo, but the Serbs said no. And so they were buried in a bleak military cemetery as part of a service for a Serb soldier. Father Charkic, the Serb military chaplain who had known Admira's father in Sarajevo, officiated.
Since she is a Muslim and he is a Serb, there was a question about the funeral until an understanding was reached with certain people. We came to an agreement that they'd be buried next to each other. Since she's a Muslim, I did not conduct prayers for her, but she was beside Boško at the same time prayers were said.
At the end, Boško's mother presented a final gift, a sweater she had knit for Admira.
Admira i Boško neka očito ostane vječno.
The Serbs had offered safe passage to Admira's parents to attend the funeral, but they refused to participate in what they saw as more Serb propaganda. Zio watched the ceremony on TV.
Even their henchmen buried them together. Even they couldn't show disrespect for their love. It doesn't matter if they were their executioners, they still couldn't separate them. Probably that is destiny.
All the time, I thought if I could only go to the grave to give flowers, to see how it looked. But there isn't any possibility for that. It was terrible for me on August 11th, because that was Boško's birthday. He would have been 25 years old. I cried all day. On that day, we wrote a letter to Rada. I wish so much I could go to his grave and place 25 roses for 25 years. For us, it is still impossible. We are hoping that something will change, and that the madness will stop, that we will bring our kids to our town. There must be an end to all of this. I don't know how long it will take. But someday it has to stop.
I will never go back to Sarajevo. I will never go because of the two of them, even if there was a castle waiting for me there. I couldn't go through the same streets which they had walked. I couldn't go into that apartment anymore. I could never go into that apartment again.
Ni u taj stan više. Nikad u stan ne bi mogla ući više.
Never.
In Sarajevo, the spring rains have come again.